Well, Caleb, winning on the road in the Big 12 is a difficult thing to do, but you guys did it today. Take us through it a little bit. What'd you feel about the team's performance?
I think we performed really well. The first half was really good for us. We like came out aggressive, handled business on the glass and everything. But in the second half, we kind of like started a little sloppy, a little careless. But I mean, that's the thing with our team. Like we have been through that experience so many times this year. So like we're in film, we're in practice. We got to tighten up, and so that's what we did. And we turned something that was from I think a 7-point lead to like 10, 13, and that's what like our focus was, just to get out that stuff and keep doing what we was doing.
The wealth was really spread today. 4 double-figure scores, bunch of points off the bench. Maybe talk about your teammates today and kind of how they came together after what was a pretty tough result last game.
Yeah, well, like the thing with us, like we don't like, this team does not like to lose. Like obviously, like we hate losing, and especially like the ones that we know we should have had. Like we didn't like losing after TCU. We for sure didn't like losing West Virginia, and we didn't like losing at Texas. So like we're always just like we said, willing to learn, and like the selfishness of our team. I mean, like how many people were in double figures? Four people's in double figures today, and like nobody really pointed fingers. Nobody didn't care. We was all happy for one another, and that's how our team is. We just care and love each other, and we get hyped if somebody else scores 14, 15, 11. So.
How about for you personally? You kind of admitted this week a little bit that you've been beating yourself up some here lately, and then you come around and do this. There's got to be some satisfaction in this, right?
It's not satisfying. Like, yeah, I'm happy that I'm finally at least gave my team the big man that they've been needing for the longest. But I'm not satisfied because we played 8 games, and honestly, this is like one of the only games I really had a huge impact in all season. And I'm not like talking down about me. It's just the fact that how honestly, I'm being honest with myself, and so I'm not satisfied. I still got to put in more. So I just take this when I'm happy that I got out of that scoring slump, but I'm just happy to be with my guys, man.
We can't tell if Ice is happy or not. It's a little, he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve or anything, so sometimes it's hard to tell, right?
Not for me. I see you in practice.
All right. Well, members of the media, if you have a question for Oklahoma State's Kalib Boone or Isaac Likekele, please click raise hand, and we're going to try and get to everybody. Our first question is going to come from Frank Bonner of the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Caleb, I know you said you're not satisfied with just this one game, but do you think this could be a turning point for you and kind of getting back on the right track that you want to be on?
Yeah, if I keep doing the stuff that I did that led to this game, for sure, I think this can be a turning point. But like I said, just because I have one game, I can't be satisfied. I got to keep doing what I did plus more to so I can do my part for my team.
And then you stayed out of foul trouble this game. How much of that played a role in you being able to just be comfortable out there and do how you did?
It was a huge factor. I didn't have to worry about if I can be aggressive or not or anything like that. So my mindset when I first got in the game, I was just go be aggressive and be aggressive on the opposite end, but be smart in the defensive. And we had a game plan, and I was practicing that for the whole week, for the whole few days that we had. So, and I did it, and the results played out great.
And my next question is for Ice. Obviously, closing games, it was a point of emphasis for you guys after the West Virginia game. You guys in this game scoring on all of your 13 field goal attempts. What was working for you guys down the stretch in this game to being able to do that?
Man, we just remained focused, man. Honestly, we just remained focused. West Virginia, we thought we had in the bag. A bunch of young guys, including myself. I thought we might have been said and done. Got lackadaisical, lost focus. That's how we lost that one. This time, we had to, after every 4-minute media, it was 0-0, 0-0 every time. We emphasized, go out there, win this 4 minutes. So we just got to focus every game, taking 4 minutes at a time.
And then what does that say about this team to be able to respond in that way after having such a demoralizing loss, to be able to just finish it the way you guys did? What's that say about the grit of this team?
Man, honestly, it says a lot. It's part of the game, losing games and stuff like that. And as I told y'all last game, I didn't feel like we'll lose any confidence at all. We'll still feel like we're the best team in this league. So we came out here today and just tried to put our best foot forward and get prepared for Tuesday. So, we want momentum going into every game. On the road, we've been getting wins on the road, but we want to go home and just defend home court.
I appreciate you.
Our next question comes from Jacob Unruh from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, I'm kind of curious. Kansas State was down to 8 players. Did that change how you guys approach this game at all when you learned that?
Not at all. We just came out here and said, we just got to play. What they got going on has nothing to do with us. That coach is an amazing coach. He's going to play with whatever players he has. And, it just reminded me of my freshman year when we came up here and we had only 5, 6 guys. They beat us by 38. So they didn't have no mercy on us. So there's no point coming out here and feeling sorry for them, It's all about basketball, man. You just got to play what you got. Can't control that.
What did you think of the tempo as well? It seemed like it was a little slower than you guys would want to play normally.
Yeah, offensively, they was using the whole shot clock regardless. They didn't try to get up too many shots. As you've seen, us personally, we try to get to 80, 85 possessions a game, 70, 80 possessions a game. And we knew they was going to come in here and try to chew up the clock a lot. And with teams like that, at the same time, you want to force them into turnovers, but at the same time, you don't want to foul too much, which we kind of did, trying to turn them over. We fouled too much because we was trying to turn them over. So we just stayed solid after a while, and, we just played their game, but at the same time, we still ran ourselves within, you know what I'm saying? So we just came out here and executed today.
Does it show your versatility that you can kind of play their game and still do what you did?
Yes, sir. So it's versatility in us. And then, I really want to commend this team because we have a lot of players banged up right now. A lot of players couldn't go. We missing a few. And we just stayed with it, man. Every time, Coach B, he just gets whoever's out there prepared. And, hopefully we just get healthy and get ready for Tuesday.
And last one for me, for Kalib. When did you kind of realize it was going to be a better night for you?
Just like the way that I came out when I subbed in, and I was aggressive on the offensive end. When I got the position I wanted and got the layup and the hook shot I wanted, I was like, yep, no, this is gonna be my day, and nothing's gonna change that for me. And then it really didn't just on the offensive end. It was the way like on defense and my warm up and me encouraging my teammates and talking to ice and stuff. So that's when I knew I was like, okay, this is about to be a great day for me.
Awesome. Thanks, fellas.
Right. You hit that Euro step late in the game too.
Yeah, I had to do that one because before then I turned the ball over and I was mad because I said, dude, like I was mad because I turned the ball over. I said, I know I could go make a play on this too, and so then
he got excited.
I did get excited. If he was a little bit like low, I would have tried to dunk it.
All right, our final question is going to come from Robert Allen from Triple Play Sports. Go ahead, Robert.
All right, first one is for both guys. Frank said it earlier. Did you realize you hit your last 13 field goal attempts? That you guys were 13 of 13 to finish the game?
No, sir. We honestly just was focusing on executing plays late down the stretch. And Coach B did a great job of keeping us focused and remaining focused. And then we was just getting into the paint like we like to. And unlike the first half, which we was missing a lot of lays, late game execution, that's what kept us our lead. We learned from the past. You got to finish layups and you got to make free throws late games. So it was a great jump for us in improving.
Yeah, and Kalib, 2 or 3 of those were yours late in the game in that 13 field goal streak.
Yeah, I made sure this week I got in the gym either after practice or before practice to practice my hook shots and stuff like that because Coach Mike needs a big that's gonna make good shots and layups for him. So I gotta do my part. I gotta do my part for him and my team. That was my focus for these last few days.
Along those lines, they were 6 of 24, I think, from 3-point range. You guys were like 6 of 14. Was there a lot of talk about shot selection and trying to go to the basket more than maybe taking threes?
I don't know what it looks like statistically for us, but I believe every game we take it to the basket more than shoot threes. That's our identity.
Right.
We try to get paint touches, and I mean, obviously the whole league by this time knows that we try to get paint touches, but we just got to be tough enough to go get those paint touches every game. You know, we're gonna shoot threes for the people that need to shoot them. We have our certain people that we know weren't getting enough shots, and so they can't pass them up. But everybody on the team knows our identity is to get into the paint.
And you're not bad late in a shot clock situation on the three. You did another one of those in the first half.
I'm just out there playing, man. I'm just out there playing. Trying to do everything for my team.
That was obvious. You were out there playing big time tonight. Thanks, Isaac.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right, fellas. Thank you both so much. We appreciate your time. Have a safe trip home.
Appreciate y'all.
Can I get you the radio real quick? Step right out here. They're ready for you.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thanks a lot.
So a lot of talk coming after the West Virginia game was about finishing the game when you get a lead and all that. So this one ends 13 for 13 from the field, make all of those shots and shoot 75% from the field in the second half of the game. Your take on the team's performance.
I thought we played well. A lot of things going on. I mean, this season, obviously, like everybody knows, is a challenge in many ways. Obviously, everybody knows K-State's dealing with some issues, but we were also without, 3 guys for the first half and then a 4th one for the second half. For our guys to continue to come closer and guys continue to step up and do a little bit more, not anything extraordinary, but a little bit more to help our team be better. I was really pleased. Cade obviously didn't play particularly well, so to go on the road without him playing well and to come out with a double-digit road win in conference play, we'll take that one every single time and go home and try to get ready for the next one.
Members of the media, if you have a question for Oklahoma State coach Mike Boynton, please click raise hand and we're going to try and get to everybody. Our first question is going to come from Jacob Unruh from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Mike. I think I want to start with Kalib. He was pretty candid on Thursday about his struggles. What did you think of the way he bounced back tonight?
He responded like a champion. I love all these kids. There's very few that I've spent more time with throughout the recruiting process and since he's been in our program than him and his brother. I know those guys in and out. I treat them like my own children. But he wasn't performing at the level that our team needs to meet the expectations that we have for ourselves. And we had an honest conversation. He had a conversation with the man in the mirror, and he did something about it. And so I'm proud of his response. The whole key is now, can he be consistent? Can he build off today and continue to give that added element to our team, both offensively and defensively, that we definitely need, and that will help us get to a whole different level for our team's chances of being of matching what our potential says we can be this season.
What about the offense? Were you pleased with the size of the way you finished? It seemed like they slowed the ball down and you didn't get to play the tempo you wanted, but you guys still performed well.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it. First of all, it's the way they play, right? If you look up all the numbers, I think they're in the 300s in tempo. We're in the top 40 or something like that. And so there was a battle of styles today. I think over time, our style overwhelmed them to a certain degree. But I thought our team played within themselves. We didn't take a ton of bad threes early in the possession. We took the right ones after exploring inside. And we obviously tried to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and put ourselves in position to make layups or get to the free throw line.
You mentioned Cade struggled. Was it anything particular today? Was there anything going on with him or what?
I mean, he's a really good coach on the other sideline. I mean, if you think that K's going to just team's going to just let him go get 25 every night, I mean that's unrealistic. The key is, can he continue to do other things to help us have success? I thought he rebounded the ball well. I thought he did a good job of finding his teammates for open shots, and he tried to continue to compete on the defensive end, and he didn't get frustrated when he wasn't scoring. Sure, he would have rather had 18 or 20 today, but I know that he would much rather have a win than to have 25 points in a loss like he did on Monday.
And finally, you mentioned you were without a fourth. I assume that's Bryce in the second half. What's his status?
I think he's going to be okay, but he was dealing with a little bit of headache there, and just didn't feel comfortable. And so he was available, but I wanted to it was just kind of a precautious deal. I think he'll be fine once we get back, and we'll see him at practice tomorrow.
Thanks, Mike.
Our next question comes from Frank Bonner of the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Mike, Kalib played 22 minutes and had 1 foul. And, you know, his foul troubles early on have been documented. How much of that allowed him to just get in a flow and a rhythm in this game?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at the tape and see exactly what happened. But what I think right now is he just had the right mental approach. And where these guys' minds are plays so much into how they perform. He had 3 really good days of practice after we met. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with him making a decision that he was going to focus on his teammates and try to do everything he could to help us have success. Don't worry about any outside expectations or any noise about what he can or can't do or isn't doing. What can he do about today? Can he be really good? And he hadn't been practicing well, and then he hadn't been playing well. He's practiced better the last 3 days, and it's no surprise to me that he had his probably best performance of the year by far. So right now, again, the key is, what does the response from success look like? Right? It's easy to respond when adversity hits. A lot of people have to do that, but not a lot of people know how to handle prosperity. And can he handle playing well and come back tomorrow and have a really good practice and have another good practice on Monday and then go out, not necessarily have to get 15, but can he play with the right frame of mind on Tuesday night and on next day?
And I think you said it was after the Texas game where you had that conversation with Isaac about, you know, getting more involved. And since then, he's had at least 15 points in those 3 games. But he's been extremely efficient in that. And so what does that say about him is obviously getting himself more involved, but not pressing it to where he's taking bad shots?
Well, that's one of the keys to Ice. I mean, I think historically, he's never been an inefficient offensive player. He doesn't really take bad shots. And he gets a lot of it in transition where teams have a really hard time containing him. So I never worry about whether he's going to be efficient. Which is part of the reason why I need him to take more shots, because he's going to take the right ones. He's going to take ones out of the rhythm of the offense, unless they're late clock like he did today. But I know if he has the right aggressive approach to the game, he has an element and takes pressure off Cade from having to make all the plays on the ball.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Cody Nagel from 24/7 Sports. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, Mike, how would you assess the defense? Obviously, K-State was without a handful of guys, but did you feel that they were better down the stretch in the second half?
Yeah, again, I have to go back. All I can go off of is the numbers right now. You know, they shot a low percentage from the field and from 3 and didn't get a lot of free throws. So, again, in my mind, we did something to affect that. Exactly how that looked, I don't know. I think our approach was the right one. We tried to force them to play over top of us, which we didn't think they could. And we rebounded the ball pretty well. And so if you rebound the ball, you give yourself a chance to get out in transition, again, where we're our best. So without being able to get into a ton of details, without the benefit of having watched the film, I feel good about the way we played on both ends of the court.
No, it sounded like Donovan Williams was one that did make the trip. Do you have any update on what that reasoning was?
Donovan made the trip, but he did not dress in practice. We're trying to get an evaluation on it, but he kind of got a leg injury that we're not sure the extent of right now. And so he didn't dress. He was with us, but did not dress. And so was Farron Flavors was with us, but did not dress either.
All right, thank you.
You know, Coach, one name that really hasn't been mentioned much in this post-game kind of chat is Rondell Walker. He was just such a fireball out there today. He was so active. It seems like, when you go back even to the Marquette game and the Wichita game, he's done really some good work on the road for a freshman. What do you see from him? And even bigger picture, what are you seeing from him?
I see a kid who's growing into a big-time Big 12 player. He's got a lot of bright basketball ahead of him. He's kind of like the forgotten man in many ways. Him and Bryce can somewhat get lost, but those guys have tremendous impacts on both ends of the court because they play with such great energy. And today we needed him to kind of pick up where Cade was kind of slacking a little bit offensively, and he certainly was able to answer the bell. Gave us some really aggressive drives and finishes, and then made some shots late for us that were huge.
Very good. Our final question is going to come from Jacob Unruh, the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Mike. Caleb's performance, and then you get MA back. How big of a boost is that knowing you got McCormick coming up, who's playing well going into Tuesday?
I really haven't thought about Kansas, to be perfectly honest. I know we play them next. I'm not going to kid you on that, but I haven't really thought about approaching that game. But certainly helps, right, to have another big physical body. We should have won the game again Monday, but having MA certainly could have helped us a little bit more. And so having MA, a big physical rebounder, who sat out a game, we're not sure how he was going to respond to missing the whole game. But I thought he gave us really good minutes. And if we can get him and Caleb both to play well on the same day, I like our chances against anybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Well, that'll do it for questions. But, Coach, is there anything maybe that we missed or anything that you wanted to make sure that was addressed while we've got everybody here?
No, again, I'm just proud of this team. We've gone on the road, I think, 4 times already now and have come away with wins, or maybe 5.
I think it's 5.
So
yeah.
We got 5 road wins. And you can tell me about not having road environments all you want, but it's not easy to not play, to have success in the place you don't practice and spend a whole lot of time, and to do it with a bunch of guys who haven't been through this league, haven't played college basketball, as a testament to what the chances we have of developing a really, really strong program for many years.
Too, just to pile on here, road wins. And obviously 2020 is a little bit different with attendance and such, but these are wins at places Bramlage, that's a tough place. Texas Tech, that's a tough place. Marquette, that's a tough place. Wichita, that's a tough place.
No question.
Big time.
Answer the bell. These things aren't easy. Now we've lost, to ourselves at home. And so, that's usually a tough place to play for teams. And so we understand it goes both ways. But again, can't emphasize how proud I am for these guys. Again, just the response. Again, we went to Lubbock 0-2 in league with our backs against the walls. We came here after a tough loss at home with our backs against the walls. And the response from these kids have been nothing short of very, very satisfying for me to see how they bond together and figure out a way to get it done.
Well, congratulations again on the win. Have a great night. Have a safe trip home.
Thanks a lot. See you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Members of the media, thank you. We appreciate you.
Good job.